everyone. Welcome to the love and light that is Unity of Lawrence. Welcome, everyone, all these beautiful people sitting in front of me, and all of those of you watching via digital. And also, may I say, may the 4th be with you. As you know, in Unity, we begin everything with prayer. Let's take a centering breath and open to the divine in all of us and listen to this prayer. With full hearts and open minds, we gather today to accept the endless possibilities of peace on earth and peace in our hearts. We acknowledge the existence of pain and injustice in the world, but we also acknowledge limitless love and our limitless being. We welcome our divine inheritance as co-creators. We know that we are already standing in the light of love, of healing, and of transformation, and so it is. Amen. As you know, our prayer chaplains are trained to hold sacred space and pray one-on-one. If there's anything in your heart to be held in prayer, please see Diane after today's service in front of the sanctuary. Our chaplains will also pray for you during the week. Just place a purple prayer request slip in the wooden box outside the office. Remember, all prayers are confidential. And now please join us, stand if you will, and join us singing In Beauty May I Walk.
In beauty may I walk all day long. May I walk through the seasons. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. On this path, may I walk through my life. May I walk in old age. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. And let's take a moment and greet our neighbors. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. We're going to walk in joy. In joy. May I walk in love. in stillness. May I walk in forgiveness. May I walk in loving kindness. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. May I walk, 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 may I walk in peace. May I walk in peace.
Very good, thank you. You didn't even give yourselves a round of applause. And now it's time for our unity intentions. Please affirm with me unity's founding principle together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. And now our Unity of Lawrence vision statement together. United in divine love and joy, we celebrate a peaceful and abundant world for all. And now our Unity of Lawrence mission statement together. We are a thriving spiritual community, sharing love, building bridges, and inspiring transformation. And now please welcome our special musician, David Singley.
One, two, check, 1, 2, there we are. Thank you. My name is David Singley. I am from St. Paul, Minnesota. My elevator speech is that I've been a professional musician my whole life, and just in recent years have made the switch from being a sideman. My real elevator speech was always telling people, you've never heard of me, but you've heard me. Probably on some television commercial. I remember a house concert a couple of years ago, some lady yelled out, "What records have you been on?" And I sheepishly realized, I need to change that story. So her idea of being a studio musician and my idea of being a studio musician were very, very far apart. So she was a little disappointed that playing a Marie Callender's commercial or a Baker's Square commercial wasn't on a par with playing on a Prince record, I guess. That's all I can figure. So for the last 7 or 8 years, I've been writing songs, putting out records, and traveling these United States of America and meeting lots of really wonderful people and sharing my music with them. So I'm going to do that as part of the service today. This first song was an original song that I wrote not too long ago, late October, if memory serves me correctly. This is called Take It Away. Oh, I went out to the forest to lay my burden down. Between the rocks and trees and sunbeams, leaves scattered on the ground. Brought my anger and frustrations. I brought my fears and worries too. Groans, cries, shouts, gesticulations, and turned them towards the sky to you. Take it away. Take it away.
Take it away. Take it away. The wind mocked me with its laughter, ankles twisted in the ruts. Blue jayed moth taunted me with harsh tones. Chipmunk said I must be nuts. I thought, oh great, now I hear voices in the air and in the leaves. They help me through life's many choices. My frustrated breath, it heaves. Take it away. Take it away. Take it away. Take it away. Look at all that I have given, all the beauty I have made. Everything you ever needed, over field, hill, and glade. Oh, I've grown tired of watching you all spoil the legacy I left. Maybe life has made its last call. Time to settle up your debt and take it away. 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 Take it away.
Thank you, David. Beki Howlett is a professional speaker, author, and certified contemplative practices teacher. She is committed to creating positive cultural change in our work environments and communities, including promoting meditation and destigmatizing mental health concerns. Since co-founding LegalBurnout.com in 2020, Beki has developed and led Beki has led mindfulness-based ethics trainings for more than 15,000 legal professionals. Originally from the Dot, Beki is proud Lawrencian, she loves to stay active, including singing, spending time in nature, and spoiling her two Siamese cats Yay. Beki is walking the path to become an ordained Unity minister. We love her. Welcome, Beki.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome, and thank you to John, my fellow cat lover, as you can tell. And thank you, David, for that wonderful song. As you can tell, we're going to be talking about prayer, and in Unity, we utilize affirmative prayer and the power of affirmations, which we repeat. So I loved the song really embodied that, that hook that kind of worms its way into our subconscious mind. And the same thing happens when we utilize the power of affirmations. So today we're going to be starting out with a short interactive exercise. I want to get y'all involved here. And we're going to just be doing this. And I just want to say at the outset that there are no right or wrong answers. And this is a judgment-free space. I just wanted to collect a little data, do a little real-time experiment with you. So if you are comfortable to play along with me, I'd invite you now to close down your eyes or just make your lids heavy, whatever's comfortable for you. Go ahead and roll those shoulders back and down. Sit with that nice straight spine. Let's go ahead and take a deep cleansing breath together. So go ahead now, take a deep inhale in through the nose, really fill up, feel that full body expansion. And exhale it out, release anything that no longer serves you. And with your eyes still closed, we'll transition into our activity here. So again, with your eyes closed, I'd like you to go ahead and raise your right arm high if you meditate regularly. And don't worry, I am playing along with you. All right, keep those hands held high. And now keep them high. And if you pray regularly, lift your left arm. Okay, very good. And if you don't have both arms raised, go ahead and raise them high now. And mentally or aloud, say to yourself, I surrender to my higher purpose. Oh, come on, there's no brave souls who will join me in saying it aloud. I surrender to my higher purpose. Thank you. You can lower your hands and open your eyes whenever you're ready. Well, thank you for playing along with me there. I had a hypothesis, and for anyone who had their eyes closed, what do you think the results were? You think we had more meditators, more prayerful folks, a combination of both? What do you think? More meditators. That, Jay and I are aligned. That was my hypothesis. Okay. John says more prayer. Does anyone think it was an even split of prayer and meditators? Okay, it was kind of a mixed bag, to let you know. I was surprised by the results myself. I didn't know what was going to happen, so thank you. But I just wanted to do that to kind of give us a little pulse point on where we are as individuals in a community in our active dialogue with the divine. Now, often our sage speakers come and they remind us of the value and the importance and the significance of having a regular meditation practice, right? We hear that a lot, right? Well, I'm here today to lovingly add an addendum that without an active prayer element to our daily spiritual practice, that process is incomplete. And so as most of you now know, if you were listening to the intro, I am walking the ministerial path. I'm presently taking my required prerequisites, spiritual and education enrichment courses, which has been really worthwhile, even if you weren't called to become a minister or a licensed Unity teacher. It's been very, very worthwhile. And so at present, I'm taking a couple courses, including Unity prayer. Now, interestingly, Unity doesn't prescribe okay, you take this course first, and then you take this one. No, it's really really up to you and what you feel called in terms of how you're going to order the classes. And that's really interesting because then I get exposure to people who are in all different stages of their spiritual development journey and their studies. So for example, I've had classmates, we've been together through multiple iterations of classes, and that's always really fun to kind of have that thread of connection and ongoing rapport with each other. But I've also encountered people who it's their very first Unity C class. And, despite that vast range of experiences, I started noticing this trend. And this was in my classmates and also within myself. That when folks would share that they were really open and comfortable with meditation, oftentimes that would be met with a discomfort or a hesitation with prayer, and vice versa. So if somebody was like, I'm really comfortable praying, then they would say, but I'm not so comfortable with meditation. And so, even myself, I was noticing this. I'm a contemplative practices teacher, like I teach meditation, and yet I was kind of a little weirded out by the word prayer. And that was a signal to me, maybe there's some work that I need to do there. And so that's why I went into that Unity prayer course at this time. And, this observation about our varied perceptions of meditation and prayer, right, as a distinct thing, that really got me thinking, well, why do we treat them differently? Why do we perceive them differently? Why do we interact with these concepts differently? And oftentimes even view them as adverse to one another, right? Slide. So as I continue to deepen my studies in metaphysics, prayer and meditation really strike me as labels for different aspects of the same process. So I really see prayer and meditation almost as two sides of the proverbial coin, if you will. And so I've created here, with the help of AI, because I am not an artist in this sense, this is a visual representation of this idea, which I call the coin of consciousness. You weren't going to get out of here today without a dad joke, so we'll just get it out of the way soon. So there it is. Now, someone may argue, and rightfully so, that these supposed opposite sides, right, are merely an illusion, right? We're all one. It's one coin, right? And so any of this perceived separation isn't real. And although these concepts of prayer and meditation are very much interrelated, myself and others are obviously perceiving and interacting with these concepts differently. And indeed, various spiritual traditions around the world will reference prayer and meditation. But if we ultimately aren't open to one or the other, where does that leave the effectiveness of our spiritual practice? So as I mentioned, I've been a certified meditation instructor since 2020, and even being a teacher, I will admit to you that maintaining that daily meditation practice is challenging, right? And I'm the first to admit I am human. It is challenging. And for myself, it has only been since I've really actively engaged with that idea of prayer and the resulting shift in my perception of what I'm doing in my daily spiritual practice that the underlying purpose is really starting to finally click. And that underlying purpose being connecting to something greater than myself. Which is why I humbly stand here today to encourage us to begin by actively examining our thoughts about prayer. I'm not here to tell you how to pray. I'm just here to encourage you to think about how you are presently relating to that idea of prayer, okay? And so to lovingly and with always radical compassion and acceptance, ask ourselves, am I holding any conscious or even unconscious false or negative beliefs about prayer? Am I truly open and receptive to the power of affirmative prayer working in my life? Slide. You know, a daily spiritual practice is not just something to do because we know it's good for us, right? We know we feel better in body, mind, and spirit after we do it. You know, I'm here being honest with you that even that's not enough to motivate me to get it done, right? That ultimate why was still missing. And for me, prayer has been that missing piece. So I'd like to share with you now what I found to be an utterly profound perspective on prayer from one of my fellow C students, and I'll read that to you now. Prayer is not escape. It is return to source, to self, to the sacred pattern within all life. When we pray with sincerity, we reorient our consciousness towards wholeness, trust, and the possibility of transformation. Prayer is not just asking for change. It is a remembering of who we are, what sustains us, and the deeper truth behind our suffering. In this way, prayer becomes a healing force, not just of body, but of perspective, spirit, and relationship. Wow. Yeah, right? That's literally what I have written here. Wow. That was just, again, a fellow Unity C student. I will contest, I believe the future of Unity is bright with the perspective leaders I have seen in these courses. Let that sink in for a moment. Prayer is a remembering. Prayer is a return to source and self. Being open-minded and receptive to the divine idea of prayer can help us strengthen our innate connection to and communion with God. God being Christ or cosmic consciousness. And this is a state of mind and a way of being that is available to all of us, to every single one of us. But it typically requires that consistent prayer and meditation to access it. This is about claiming our divine birthright, our divine inheritance. From truthunity.net on the will of God, when God said to Moses, "I am," it was as though God said, "I am this moment to you anything that you have the courage to claim me for, but you must prove me. I am the supply of every lack in your life, but you must take me for it, and then stand still and see the salvation that I will work for you." Ultimately, Jesus practiced affirmative prayer, speaking powerful denials and affirmations, affirming or claiming his true identity as a quote-unquote child of God, as a spiritual being. And then he would go into the wilderness and sit in silence. Right? We see Jesus demonstrating that power of combining prayer and meditation, speaking and listening to God. A perfectly balanced exchange with the divine. Now, for many of us raised in the Christian perspective, we may have actively strayed away from or even shut off our openness to Jesus' specific messages and teachings. And that's because we may have unresolved trauma from those backgrounds. Perhaps we even have a visceral negative reaction merely to words like prayer, like God, like Jesus or Christ. But I lovingly implore you, don't throw the baby Jesus out with the bathwater. I have been waiting. I just hope you know. I've had that in my back pocket, and I would not tell any of my friends it because I was like, I am waiting for the mic drop when I do my ultimate dad joke. And see, humor is a heart opener, so we got to get in there with our laughter. It's medicine. Jesus ultimately demonstrated to us the rule, not the exception. Let me say that again. Jesus demonstrated to us the rule, not the exception. Jesus showed us and tried to tell us so many times that we all have the innate capacity to heal ourselves. Well, what the heck does that mean? To heal oneself is to be in a state of consciousness, in harmony, in balance, in resonance with the universe and the truth of our innate divinity and wholeness. And remember, we're creating from the inside out, okay? We're not talking about God just out there, up in the sky, right? I'm not talking about God as sky daddy. Okay. This isn't an old white dude with a long beard chilling on a cloud just smiting people who he's displeased with, okay? God, when I say God, I mean everything that is. And we are that, right? That's what Jesus was saying when he was referring to God our Father and we are his children. We come from that. We are that. So when we pray and we meditate, we are connecting to that inner aspect that is eternally perfect and whole, and that we call the Christ consciousness. And maybe you're a very lucky individual and you don't have trauma from your religious upbringing. Or maybe, Christian lingo is just not your vibe. It doesn't resonate for you. That's fine. Use whatever terms do resonate for you personally. So for example, I've really taken to using the term cosmic consciousness. That's something that is right here in Paramahansa Yogananda's scientific healing affirmations, right? And he also uses the word Christ in here, but it's the same. We're referring to the same idea. Slide. And overall, we find examples of affirmative prayer, again, all over the world. And again, it is not my stated intention to come here and tell you how to pray. But I hope that today you're at least getting a little curious about what the heck this affirmative prayer thing is, and maybe you'll open your phone later and do some Googling. God, that'd be a win. But for me, I have found a lot of understanding through the Dene or Navajo worldview and this concept of Hoj Ho. So by way of background, when I was a practicing attorney, I worked in federal Indian law and tribal law, and I had the great fortune to live and work near the Navajo Nation and have a deep connection to the land and the people there. So this concept of Hoj Ho, this really embodies our ideal, our natural state of walking in beauty, right? That beautiful song that we sang together with Holly. This idea of being in balance, in harmony, in alignment with the universe and all this is. So of course, I love this image of course, Monument Valley on Navajo Nation, but with the stars coming out. And when you go there, you can really readily feel that connection. At least I can. So during our meditation time, we are going to contemplate part of a traditional Navajo prayer as a powerful example of affirmative prayer, of these I am statements, to show you that this concept is not limited to Jesus' teachings. But again, we must be open and receptive to the idea, the spirit of that prayer process. So as I've shared, for me, having a meditation practice alone just felt like something was missing. And it was consciously realizing that that process involves prayer that really reframed it for me and made me recognize this daily practice as a sacred responsibility, not only to myself, but to all others, to humanity, to Mother Earth. Because ultimately, our thoughts are contributing to collective consciousness. If we're creating from the inside out, then all of these thoughts we're having are brought to bear on our external reality. For better or worse, we are responsible for our own thoughts. As we leave here today, I lovingly invite you to examine your thoughts, your perceptions about prayer and the role that it has in your own life. As I mentioned, prayer has helped me to actively break through that illusion of separation and more readily experience that inseparable unity with God, with the I am. So again, I encourage you to be open-minded about the significance of prayer alongside and coupled with meditation. We have the opportunity and the spiritual tools at our disposal to kill these negative false beliefs that no longer benefit us and to cultivate a state of consciousness that serves our highest and best self. The choice is always ours. Thank you, and may the Force be with you.
Here's something you don't see every day. A $5 bill just appeared on the stage. I do not know from where it came. I know where it's going to go later, but it's... Talk about ruining my vibe.
Well, we landed on these sacred shores so many years ago. In our vessels filled with hopes and dreams we packed inside the hold. When we wandered through this wilderness with bounty to behold, we called it paradise. They were ancient people accustomed to their culture and their ways. They had loved the land for centuries and thanked their God each day. They owned nothing but the earth and sky, had nothing more to say than this is paradise. How many lifetimes waiting for this promised land to come? How many souls must perish in this war that's never done? How many ways are there to say that all men are as one? Equal measure, heartless fools and mystics wise. Different people come from different lands with very different names. Teach their children different values, teach their children different games. Some will even teach them hate for those who aren't the same as we, who live in paradise. How many seasons pass us by while we're lost in the rough? How many eons till a brave man says he's had enough? How many roads must a man walk down to prove he's tough? And will we have sufficient ears to hear his cries? Look into my eyes and see I only long to be your friend, with a heart that's filled with gladness, with a world without an end. Let us walk into the golden sunset, ever to be free and live in paradise.
And as we enter our time of meditation, I invite you to close down the eyes or make your eyelids heavy, whatever is comfortable for you. Just feel your feet grounding firmly into the earth here. Now I'll share with you part of the closing prayer from the Navajo Blessing Way ceremony. And after the prayer, we'll take a few moments in the silence, and I'll call us back when it's time. Beauty radiates within me. There is beauty before me. There is beauty behind me. There is beauty below me. There is beauty above me. There is beauty all around me. It is beautiful again. It is beautiful again. It is beautiful again. It is beautiful again. Today I will walk out. Today everything negative will leave me. I will be as I was before. I will have a cool breeze over my body. I will have a light body. I will be happy forever. Nothing will hinder me. In beauty I walk. With beauty before me, I walk. With beauty behind me, I walk. With beauty below me, I walk. With beauty above me, I walk. With beauty around me, I walk. My words will be beautiful. And as we close, we center ourselves in gratitude and thankfulness to our Diné relatives for this wisdom teaching. And we say thank you. Thank you, dear Creator, for this opportunity and blessing to learn from one another and to walk each other home in beauty. And I invite you to slowly reconnect to your physical body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Feel the chair beneath you. You can lift the corners of your mouth into a gentle smile. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes and come back.
horse-powered sleigh at the top of the town. Sun coming up paints the snow all around with rose light. In front of the house where I'm supposed to be born, I don't think I'm ready to walk through that door just yet. To be one more voice in the human choir, rising like smoke from the mystical fire of a heart. The wind that blows through everything sweeps out the halls of my heart when I sing to you. Carries the moon and the stars and the rain, carries the seagulls and carries my shame away. Spins me around, stops me running away from all of the things I've been waiting to say but don't. Here is bigger than you can imagine. Now it's forever. Sun coming up paints the snow all around, grows on the roofs and the trees and the ground and the stream. In my dream, messenger wind swooping out of the sky lights each tiny speck in the human kaleidoscope with hope.
Thank you, David. It is now time for a time of thanks. As our ushers come forward for our time of thanks, I invite you to join me as we hold our gifts to this community in our hands and love in our hearts. Let's affirm together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I and all that I receive, and so it is. As the love offering is collected, let's join Holly in singing, I Feel the Spirit.
I feel the Spirit moving in me. 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 I feel the vision moving in me. And I feel the vision moving in me. I feel the vision moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. Yes, I know the Spirit is moving in me.
And as our ushers come forward, here's our prayer of thanks. Please listen. We are grateful and we bless the flow of good that supports our Unity community. We stand in the knowing that the flow of good goes forth, returning again and again. And so it is. Amen. A special welcome to our guests today. Thank you so much for joining us. For more information about Unity of Lawrence and the Unity Movement, please pick up a welcome packet in the foyer. Sunday, we love Leo. Sunday Lunch Bunch is meeting at Papakino's, 837 Massachusetts Street. Join us for a wonderful time of fellowship. All are welcome. We have news about a former member. Jerry Shoger made her transition last week. She was active at Unity of Lawrence about 10 years ago and recently gave a generous donation to our church. For more information on her service, please see information in the foyer or go to unityoflawrence.org or unitysantafe.org. Ooh, unitysantafe.org. Thank you, everyone who donated to the Lawrence Humane Society. Look at that, a very successful community outreach program. Thank you again. Choir practice continues tomorrow, Monday, May 5th at 6:30 p.m. See Holly Taylor with questions. Remember, open meditation Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Everyone is welcome. Men's group gathers on Thursdays at 7 p.m., bringing those who identify as male and non-binary people together in a safe place where they can learn to open their hearts and minds and truly be heard by others in an accepting environment. The women's group will be meeting May 15th, 6:30 to 8, exploring learning and thinking styles with Nancy Lyerdoff. Betty Wilson's Celebration of Life is Saturday, May 17th at 3 p.m. We are having an appetizer bar at Jade Garden from 4 to 6. Please wear your best tie-dye to help celebrate our Miss Betty. Any questions, please see Kathy in the office. Due to Mother's Day next Sunday, the Metaphysics group is meeting on Sunday, May 18th at 12:30 p.m. Join us next Sunday when Diane Silver brings us the message, A Mother's Heart. Special music with the UOL Choir. Remember, our second Sunday potluck is next week. Bring a dish to share and enjoy a time of fellowship. And now it's time to rise as you're able and join us in singing the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk